You're watching Mugen TV RPG Haven. Experience a fantasy like no other.
Hey everyone, this is MugenLord here, and I'm back again with another Final Fantasy VII Remake related video. Now, I know lately my channel seems like a Final Fantasy and Square Enix channel, but I promise you that is not the case. Final Fantasy VII is such an important game for me since the game had launched when I was in about like 4th grade, and the gameplay, the characters, and the stories have followed me all the way up into adulthood, and YouTube is the best outlet for me to share and express that passion with everyone else. So this is why I'm making this video today. Well, after I released a video about my concerns for the Final Fantasy VII Remake narrative moving forward into the second part, so many of you expressed similar concerns with me in the comment section of the video. I must thank all of you for checking out the video, and others are telling me that YouTube is actually recommending the video. I was not expecting to reach nearly 3K views on the video, so I really thank you guys. So if you are watching this video and new to this channel, then I advise you to go check it out. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because now that the game has released, this game has caused such a division between the Final Fantasy VII community, mainly because of its controversial ending, which left a lot of fans scratching their heads and others excited for the unexpected turn of events. Now, since Kitase and Nomura left us with such a bombshell, fans must now wait for possibly 2 years or more for the second part to release. Fans begin to speculate possible narrative directions the game could possibly go. That is where theory crafting becomes the only way to hold fans' thirst for the follow-up of the game. Theory crafting is fun. I do it all the time when it comes to my favorite game series. I've been spending the past 2 weeks with my brother Keel Lancer and DX Strike theory crafting with them. I uploaded a Sephiroth theory recently that I encourage you guys to go check out, and I would love to hear your theories in the comment section below as well. Now, even though theory crafting is a fun hobby, it can also be dangerous if not handled responsibly. So what do I mean by that? Well, when we theory craft most of the time, we will oftentimes inject what we hope to see from a game or any form of entertainment that we digest. So times we theory craft so much that we begin to believe that our own theories would be the true outcome. So sometimes we theory craft so much to the point that we begin to think that our own theories will be the true outcome of whatever series or story that we are investing our time in, which will sometimes build a sense of false expectations from an outcome that may not even happen to begin with. So what happens when you are a YouTuber with a big following, and that following hangs on to every word you say as if it's gospel, regardless if it's intentional or not? Well, I bring this up because someone has left a comment, or maybe a few others as well, that I'll post on this video, that when they left the comment on my video of the Final Fantasy VII Remake video that I said that I was disappointed about its ending, someone had pretty much stated in the comment section that Maximillian pretty much has the entire Final Fantasy VII Remake story figured out, and that we should be excited for this new direction rather than wanting to stick to the original script. Then he posted a link to the video where Maximillian was on a spoiler podcast with Easy Allies, where he gives his theory on what the possible direction leading to the end of this remake. Now, there you will see a bunch of Maximillian fans praising and even expecting the outcome that he has theorized. Now, even people who hated the ending has watched the podcast and are not hopeful about the ending, and even claimed that now, because they watched the podcast and heard Maximillian give his opinion or give his theories of where he thinks the series may go, now these same people had pretty much changed their whole perspective and outlook of the ending, and now say they enjoyed the ending simply because of Max's theory alone. So before I even get into this video isn't a jab at Easy Allies or Maximillian himself. I'm a subscriber of both channels and enjoy the content that they put out. This video is more of a warning that, you know, being a big YouTube influencer, that you have to pretty much be careful over the community that pretty much follows you. Now, Maximillian is a cool guy, and as you know, this guy is a huge Final Fantasy VII fan, just like myself. I enjoy hearing what he has to say about the original and even the remake itself. Where Max and I differ from one another is the fact is that he is more hopeful about the game, and the ending doesn't really bother him as much at all. But me, on the other hand, was really bothered by the ending. but I respect this point of view on things even though I disagree with him. It doesn't stop me from watching his content, nor does it stop me from wanting to hear his point of view about the remake. But what's dangerous about this is, even though he isn't intentionally trying to build false expectation and hope for the Final Fantasy VII Remake series moving forward, his name and his influence has such a huge impact on how people feel about the game. I believe he needs to be careful moving forward with this. I also believe that he should also tell people in his videos that none of this is fact. Now, I know many of you would say, well, it should be common sense, but it's not. Anytime I have people coming to me and tell me that Maximillian has the entire story of Final Fantasy VII Remake figured out, then it's obvious that it's not common sense. Theory crafting can also hurt a franchise moving forward because fans have built this false anticipation of an outcome that doesn't even come close to what the developers have in mind. Sometimes our theories is much better than what the developers themselves have created. So what happens when the developer's plot point doesn't deliver or meet the expectations of your own theories or the YouTubers' theories? The game will pretty much get destroyed by the fans and create an undesirable outcome that was not intended by the developers themselves. The game becomes judged by a theorized narrative instead of the intended narrative, which isn't fair by the developers or the fans who bought into the hype by that big influencer on YouTube, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally sold by the community. This isn't just Maximillian, but this also goes to Final Fantasy dedicated channels like Final Fantasy Union, Final Fantasy Peasant, The Night Sky Prince, Soldier First Class, and Dashing David. Once again, this is not a jab at any one of them because I'm a subscriber to all of them. They deliver a ton of dedicated Final Fantasy content that is great, and I advise you go check out all of them, and I'll post their links in the description below and tell them that MugenLord sent you. But I mention them because they have a big responsibility moving forward when it comes to the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 and just moving forward with the series. They have to keep everyone in check about their expectations when discussing theories with the rest of their community. Does everybody remember what happened to the Star Wars community when it came to the Sith Lord Snoke? Everyone spent over a year theory crafting, and Snoke ended up being nothing more than fodder to Rey and Kylo in The Last Jedi. Then we find out that he's nothing more than a clone of Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker. And do you guys remember that backlash? So this could also backfire on the YouTubers of these communities if they don't carry forward cautiously with speculations and expectations of their community. And a lot of fans hold on to their word as if it's gospel. And that's pretty much how I feel about this whole situation. I think theory crafting is a fun thing. It's healthy for the community. It gets everybody involved to share their ideas, speculate, and it also brings other communities together with this. And it shows how passionate that these communities are when it comes to their favorite game. And to me, in my opinion, I think that these big YouTubers such as Maximillian and the others that I just mentioned, I just think they should just be very, very careful because there's so many people who take what they say and they take it as fact or they take it as gospel. And then if it doesn't end up going the way that the big YouTubers had pretty much advertised or theorized, then it can also hurt the game. And not only the game, but could also hurt the YouTuber in the long run. And it's unfair. It really is unfair in that case, especially when that YouTuber isn't doing it intentionally. They're just sharing their passion and they're just sharing how they feel about a game they enjoy so much. And a lot of these big influencers got to understand now that they're not regular YouTubers, or they're not the common YouTuber no more, since they're held in such high regards. So even just the basic things like theory crafting or just sharing your excitement about something can be, I guess you could say, seen as something that's I guess you could say as truth or as fact. So that's all I want to say about this. I definitely want to hear your thoughts about this. What do you think about the whole ending to Final Fantasy VII Remake, and what do you think about these theories that has been pretty much been uploaded all throughout the YouTube community about the possible direction of where this series may be going? I definitely want to hear your thoughts. If you like the video, please share it, like it, pass it around. It really helps me in the algorithm. Just like the previous video that I shared, it really did help me. I gained a whole lot of subscribers, and a lot more people are tuning into my content because of it. So if you guys continue to stay engaged in my content, I really appreciate it. It helps my channel a whole lot. Now, don't forget, hit the bell to be notified for more content related to Final Fantasy and Square Enix and everything games related for the near future. This is MugenLord signing off. See you Game Fiends later. Peace out. It looks like you reached the end of the video. Well, while you're at it, check out some of my other discussion videos by clicking on the annotations below, and don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms to stay up to date with future content. Signing off.